Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate and our continued series on Secrets of Power. I have Jonathan and Tommy with me today. Jonathan in the bottom left. Hey, Jonathan, how's it going?
Hey, it's going well.
And Tommy in the middle. Hey, Tommy.
Oh, hello.
We're going to spend some time today talking about some of our favorite and most unique cards in the Secret of Power set. Just going through why we think they're going to be viable in today's game and some maybe combinations people can start thinking about. We'll jump right in with our first card, which is Sintakaz. 6 costs, aggression, 5/5 rebel. When played, you may attack with a unit, and it has plot. Jonathan, why don't you kick us off? What are your thoughts on Sinta?
I mean, we all know this is the best card in the set. This is going to combine well with the pilot leaders, Luke pilot, Boba pilot. Super amazing for those two. It's going to work well with Anakin from set 3. I think any leader that comes out on 6 is probably going to play this, and you may see it in leaders that come out earlier even. Just maybe delay the flip a turn if, to play with Cinta. I think just the coming out from plot, not using card from your hand, letting your leader attack, and then you can claim is after that, and then you leave this 5/5 body on the ground, which is a little undercosted for 6. It's just still just super good. Rebel trait, it's gonna work with Rebel Salt, Fleet Lieutenant. Um, this card is probably the best card in the set, and it might honestly be too good. And so we'll see how long, if that's true, or how long this sticks around for. But I'm really excited for this card.
Tommy, what are your thoughts? Probably reading it for the first time.
I agree. I remember when this card was revealed, and I remember when it was revealed midway through all the spoilers, I already felt like it was going to be the strongest card in the set. There was no way that there was another card that was going to be stronger than it. It just does everything you're looking for out of this, out of the plot mechanic is kind of what we were hoping for. With the plot mechanic for something to be incredibly impactful on the leader deployed, this is it. We'll have to see whether it is too strong. I think that's really the main question around it.
Yeah, I think definitely the best card in the set, maybe one of the best cards in the game already. When you're playing with aggression, you're hoping to draw it. When you're playing against it, you're constantly thinking about it. And even if you top deck it on turn 8, it still lets you attack with a unit playing it from hand. So it's just an amazing card.
Right.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next card in the aggression era is Topple the Summit, another plot card. Tommy, what are your thoughts on Topple the Summit?
I agree. This is a great card. It's another plot that just has immediate impact on the board, dealing 3 damage to each damaged unit, being able to control if and when you want to play this. It's in many ways similar to Bombing Run that we saw earlier on in terms of the amount of damage that it does and how widespread it can get. It just is a ton of control that the leader has upon their deploy.
Jonathan, thoughts?
Well, Tommy didn't actually explain why this card is good, and it's good because it combines with Boba Pilot, who flips, damages all 4 units, and then blows those 4 units up, and he doesn't even have to do any damage to himself. Or it can also work with Akira Red. She flips on 5. Everything gets damaged, blows them up. Now hurts herself. She's a 7/1. You have to deal with her. You're taking 7 damage to the base, right? Like, I don't necessarily think Kira Red is going to be the way to play the deck, but maybe. But certainly Boba Data Vault. This is a big boost for him, and honestly could be a little bit of a problem. I already didn't like playing against that deck, and I think this is going to help the deck quite a bit.
It definitely increases its power and moves it right back to the top of the meta. I also think pilots like Luke get stronger with this, where they're able to ping, and then you left out the Mace Windu 7 deploy, bringing this out will do a lot of damage with Mace's
Oh, sure.
ability. So the
Yeah.
new Mace Windu meta coming from Top of the Summit as well.
Yeah.
Our next card on the list is Aggressive Negotiations, 3 cost event. Attack with a unit. For this attack, it gets +1/+0 for each card in your hand. Uh, Jonathan, what are your thoughts on Aggressive Negotiations?
This is probably the second best card in the set. Just It's just gonna even if you don't actually have that many cards in your hand, or you don't even have the card in your hand, your opponent's gonna always be concerned that you could have this card in your hand, and they're gonna ask you how many cards do you have in your hand, how many cards in your hand, and they're gonna have to claim early. And even if you don't have the card, right, they're gonna be concerned that you could have the card and hit them for +4, +5. Like if you combine this with a Hantu Blue, where you can draw cards from Kiadi, or just not resourcing for a turn, so you end up with +2 cards in hand. And even if this is just a pay 3 for a surprise strike in red, this card is going to be good. And I think this changes the game.
And for those who watched our leader tier list video, you'll know that Tommy loves having cards in hand and how well this card goes with that leader. Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Really excited about having an empty hand and playing this card. So,
Oh,
oh no, did I go down that road again? No, I think this is. I agree with Jonathan. It's a really powerful card. Being able being able to change the math is always important. Being able to change it around your hand size. I think mentioning Kiadi makes a ton of sense. We saw Kiadi early on and how impactful that was around force throw and that meta. And I think this brings Kiadi right back into it in terms of being able to make it incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I hate this card. I ran into it a number of times on Carabas, and every time I go, "What just happened?" Because you can easily
yeah.
forget because it's such a new set, but it's going to be powerful, and in limited, I think it's going to be great as well. Just a lot that it can do.
And you're not used to red having these kinds of tools. You're used to those tools being in yellow, and
Yeah,
so
yeah. You
yeah.
look up and you're like, "How did I just take 12 damage?" Oh, I let Deidre draw every turn, and then she played this.
Yeah, it's really good in Dedra.
Yeah. Our next card is the Academy Disciplinarian. 3 cost aggression, 3/4 Imperial Official. When played, you may deal 1 damage to a friendly unit with 2 or less power and ready it. Tommy, I think this was from your specialty card list. Tell us more about this.
Oh yeah. So I'm really excited about any cards that give new play to older cards. I have been trying to make Grand Inquisitor from set one work forever. I love the fact that there have been so many great raid cards that have been coming out, and this plays right into his right color scheme because I've been playing with a blue version, I've been playing with a yellow version. I think that there's a lot of exciting things that allow you to do fun things around it.
Jonathan, thoughts?
Well, there's certain cards on this list that are Tommy cards, and there's certain cards
Yes.
that I put on this list. I'm gonna say this was not one of the ones I put on the list. Now, to to be fair, it's not a bad card. It's kind of like a well, I guess it's not really a villain fleet lieutenant, but kinda. It could be played on either side. Just deal damage. You can raid the unit. It's gonna go well with units to have a maybe on attack, right? So you could do the on attack twice. I think there's a place for this for sure, and I've been playing in the Dedra deck, and it's pretty good.
I can't wait to revisit that comment in later videos to see if that's going to pay off for you or sound really bad. I do think you're right. For Dedra, it's great because you can attack with her twice. For Boba Fett as a leader, this is indirect. This triggers Boba Fett. Plus, if you have the TIE Bomber out there, you can attack with that again. It can start to put a lot of early pressure on people, so it'll be interesting to see how this card plays out. Our next card is in the Hero Blue. It's a Galen Urso. It's a 4-cost 3/5 Imperial. When played, name a card. While this unit is in play, each non-leader card an opponent owns with the same name, including those not in play, lose all abilities. And it has plot, and it does not work on Carabas yet. Jonathan, what are your thoughts?
I think this is one of the better cards of the set. It's just so it's gonna reward really understanding what's in your opponent's deck, what could they be playing at this exact moment to really mess your game plan up. Like we're going to 8 resources. You're scared of Super Laser Blast. I guess that's the easy one, right? But you play it, call Super Laser Blast. Right now they can't play it, but it's also so that's very similar to like the Kira unit from sets past, right? Um, but this also lets you blank card abilities that are on the field. You can blank Tarkin Town. You can blank ECL. You can blank the shield token, which has some niche use cases there. I think this is just really good. And then the fact that it also has plot, so it's not even from your hand necessarily. Like I could see this card being played out of aspect for 6. In the specific basically when you want it, I think you'll pay 6 for it. Yeah, so I'm excited for this card.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is a strong card. Initially when I saw it, I wasn't tremendously excited about it. Having to name a card without being able to, you mentioned Kira, but at least in Kira, you're able to see your opponent's hand to kind of think about what cards are there. So it kind of reminded me a little bit of Regional Governor that we saw in set one that really didn't see any play whatsoever. I think the thing for me that makes it much more exciting and much more impactful is the plot aspect. And I'm really excited about the losing all abilities, especially around bases. The idea of being able to blank out something like an ECL, especially when you know that they're building up to it in kind of that 5 and 6 resource range for Sabine is just really, really interesting. So excited about the possibilities with this card.
Yeah, I think at the very least we could see it show up in a lot of sideboards. Like, oh, I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I'll need it or not, but now that I've played you once, this is going into my deck, and I know have a better idea what to name. I think it's just going to be a very powerful card and a rare hero Imperial card. All right, moving on. Our next card is Cad Bane, 5 cost villain blue underworld bounty hunter, 4/5 stat line. When played, you may defeat a unit with 2 or less remaining HP, and this unit also has plot. Let's see where to start here. Tommy, what are your thoughts on Cad Bane?
I think Cad Bane is a pretty universally strong. We've seen this ability before. I think we saw it with Dooku that saw some decent play earlier on. We've seen it on a couple leader abilities. So being able to not be restricted in terms of like the cost of a unit, but being able to defeat it just with low hit points is really nice. And we're seeing plot just being played in interesting ways. So excited about the number of plot cards that we have on this list. I think our hope was always that plot was going to be really impactful when it came out. It's also a decent stat line for some of those plot cards because those plot cards are a little understated. So being able to have a decent stat line, being able to come out and automatically defeat a unit makes it a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, Jonathan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a Kira card. This replaces Devastating Gunship. I think that's the one you were thinking of, Tommy.
Yeah, yeah.
5 cost comes out, blows something up with 2 or less remaining HP. This comes out with Kira when she flips. She flips, damages the units. Immediately, Cad Bane comes out from plot, so you don't even have a chance to kill Kira before this happens. And now you have 2 units out, Kira and Cad, and you go into the next turn, and you have 2 targets for overwhelming barrage. That's where I mostly see this is going to be played. It can be played in like Cad Bane Blue, Cad Bane Leader Blue because it's Underworld and maybe there's something there. Maybe Towson. But I think primarily you're going to be seeing this, 3 of in the Kira deck, 100%.
I imagine in the Palpatine deck as well. Do you know with the Kira deploy, does Cad take the Kira effect damage, or do you get to choose the order?
I think I believe you're able to choose the order, so I don't think he would even take the damage.
Even more powerful then, right? Coming out
Yeah.
4/5, everything else is damaged. All right, our
Right.
next card on the list is a 7 cost event in blue, Hyperspace Disaster. Defeat all space units. Pretty straightforward. Jonathan, what are
Nice
your
and
thoughts
simple.
on this card?
Again, nice simple card. This is half the board super laser blast. It doesn't even hurt your own side. 1 turn before. I think this goes in almost all blue decks that are more control-y that don't really play a lot of space. So that's Kira, that's Rey. Maybe it's a sideboard card, maybe it's in the main deck. Probably depends on the meta. But I think Vader Pilot is not going to be happy to see this card.
Even Talzin, I imagine, can play this.
Yeah, Towson could play this too.
Yeah.
Tommy, what are your thoughts? I know you
I think I'm
love a
mostly
good space
excited
disruptor.
about the art in a hyperspace version of this. So, I mean, obviously, I think the card's pretty self-explanatory. Jonathan already talked about it. It's going to be universally strong, especially in all of those decks that are playing on the ground. So the question is just whether or not they're going to be able to outlast the space aggro, because I think that's been the big danger in the current meta that we're seeing is there's so much space aggro. So are we even getting the 7 resources and being able to stabilize against it? But if you are, it feels really good.
Agree. I think it's going to be a very interesting card, especially as rotation happens and pilots become a bigger part of the meta. Our next card is another plot card, a 3 cost villain green Chancellor Palpatine, a 2/2 Republic official. When played, if you control a leader unit, create 2 spy tokens and give those tokens Sentinel for this phase. Tommy, what are your thoughts on the Chancellor?
Really like the fact that we have a nice plot card here that has a really beautiful when played. Obviously, if you're playing it with plot, you automatically trigger that controlling a leader unit, which means that you're creating 2 spy tokens, and those spy tokens have Sentinel, so they're providing that protection. It's one of the reasons that we think Cinta is going to be so powerful. Is you don't have to worry about deploying your leader and your leader being taken out immediately from an attack, and this provides a lot of that similar protection, not exactly the full protection, but it does give you those nice 2 sentinels, especially sentinels of things you probably don't care all that much about losing. We've seen other cards that come in where you have to give sentinel to another unit. This is giving it to a token unit, which are fairly disposable. Really excited about this card, especially at the cost that it's coming in at. 3 costs on a plot card means you're probably also able to play other plot cards in combination with it. Doesn't even take up the entire resources for that turn.
Right. And I think this is a card that's gonna be good enough out of aspect even. Like I think Mon Mothma's gonna play this for 5. It's just that getting 3 units, that's 6 stats of health, and then I guess kind of 6 attack, right? Like the spies are really 2 raid, but that's just for 3 or 5 in out of aspect is pretty good. I think any villain green is gonna be playing this unit, and I think this is gonna sneak into a few heroism decks as well.
I think any heroism double green, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see this with Droid Manufactory into Unity of Purpose.
Yeah.
Unbelievable board presence.
Right. And that art.
How often do you think about Unity of Purpose when you're analyzing cards, Luke? Just out of curiosity.
This week a lot because I tested all the double green leaders and
Probably
it's
too much.
amazing.
What? I appreciate it.
You
It's
should
great.
watch our Mon Mothma Unity of Purpose video on the YouTube channel and see what I'm talking about. Next card, we have Obi-Wan. This was not on anyone's list, and I just put it in there because I wanted to talk about it. Obi is a 4-cost Hero Cunning, 4/5 Force Jedi Republic. When this unit deals combat damage to a base, discard a card from the defending player's deck. For this phase, you may play that card from their discard pile, ignoring its aspect penalty. I personally think that this is a very fun ability, and people should try it in their decks. I enjoyed attacking someone's base yesterday and then playing a resupply from their discard pile and then deploying my 6-cost leader. So it was a lot of fun. Tommy, what are your thoughts on Obi-Wan?
I think he combos really nicely with Sabe in terms of her ability of kind of disrupting, especially the deck, is pretty nice there, being able to stack out what that is. I do worry about consistency in terms of what you're going to be able to do, but the stat line's okay, and so it doesn't feel necessarily that bad, even if you're not necessarily pulling off a whole lot with it.
Jonathan, I know this isn't on your list, but what do you think?
Right. I this was one I was a little bit more excited for, and then after trying to play with a little bit, it just felt a little inconsistent. It was kind of clunky, but I think I agree. It's a fun unit. I think it'll go well in Sabe, and then we'll see if it can make an impact. But right now I'm kind of thinking it's more for fun. But we'll see. And then the being able to get something big or really useful off your opponent's deck, maybe it'll come in handy.
Yeah, definitely could be disruptive, but it's going to be inconsistent. Our next card is Tommy's favorite, so we'll have him go last on this. This is Ebon Hawk, 3-cost unit in space. It's a 3/3 on attack. You may disclose a hero and or villainy card. If you disclose hero, this gets +2/+0 for this attack. If you disclose villainy, give the defender -4/-0 for this attack. Jonathan, I know you've been waiting to talk about this. What are your thoughts on Ebon Hawk?
Yeah, I don't see it. I'll be honest. To me, a 3-cost 3/3 in space gets ran over by a Falcon, and until the Falcons are gone, what's this gonna do, right? Yeah, I guess it has the potential to hit for 5. Maybe you play in the Chancellor Palpatine, the ones that can flip back and forth, and you can do both, right? But it's not the worst card that we have on this list. You will see some worse Tommy cards, but but I'm not seeing it. But yeah, we'll let Tommy explain what he's seeing with this card.
Luke, did you want to go first and provide any analysis, or should I hop right in?
Oh wow, whew. I've never gotten to go second. This is amazing. It's interesting because a lot more decks are playing a mix of hero and villain to activate Anakin. So I could see this in the Chancellor Palpatine deck. I could see this in the Thrawn 4 blue-yellow deck doing some work, because that deck is pretty weak in space, so you can see where it could help out. I don't know that it's far-reaching. A 3-cost 3/3, like you said, it puts it up with Falcon, Sabine's Masterpiece, different cards that have a lot of abilities, but those cards are hard to stick because there's 3/3 ambushers on the green side that kill them right away. It's hard to say, Tommy, honestly, if this is going to do anything or not. I do agree the ability is
I don't think it's hard to say,
but wish the
I think it's
stat
very
line
easy
was
to say.
different. Take it away.
So I am excited about this card. So, first of all, I'm excited again about cards that just change how we think about the game, thinking about how we play the game. It's one of the reasons I think Anakin is so fun. Is it made us rethink our deck construction, and for me, this is a little bit of a follow up on Anakin. If we're already running a number of uh, different aspects in decks in order to trigger Anakin, this could potentially give incredible value. We've seen that already with Sabine's Masterpiece that was mentioned earlier, being able to provide incredible value because of the different variety of things it could do. I agree. If it was a vanilla 3/3 for 3 in space, there's absolutely nothing we're getting out of it. But if you happen to be already running a deck that contains both villainy and heroism, and if you have the potential, it does say and you could actually disclose both and get both of those qualities. That thing's incredible value. So that's the exciting part for me. I'm not sure exactly what deck it fits into and if it will ever be a meta card, but at least makes it exciting about what it does.
I don't hate a sneak attack surprise strike with this. You get hit for a lot in one shot. We'll see.
Hmm.
All right. Our next card is a set of cards, and we're kind of moving out of our single cards into more packages we want people to think about. This first slide is about 2-drops, 2-drops that we think could be effective. You can see the Imperial Dark Trooper, Mina, Karis, and Cassian. I'm not going to read through everyone's abilities because Tommy does have to get out of here in a little bit. But I do want to show these. I think they bring something to each of these aspects and some new interesting kind of ways to interact with cards that some of these introduce outside of the Imperial Dark Trooper, which is just a 2-cost 3/3 on the villain side. I think we all know about Battlefield Marine, just a great card for them to have. But these other three, I think I want to talk more about. Jonathan, as you look at these cards, what do you think of their different abilities and what can they bring to the game?
Well, I think Mina is probably the best, or one of, if not the best 2-drop we've ever seen. Restore 1, 2/4. When defeated, it just replaces itself. That's ridiculous. This is gonna go. Every green heroism is playing this unit here, right? Dark Trooper, like you said, just simple, but it's a card villain's been missing. It lets them deal with Battlefield Marine or the other kind of Kill Sabine unit. I think that's going everywhere. Karis is one that I think, the 2 health for units like this have kind of become, kind of a big downside. But messing with this recently, that the fact that when defeated you disclose and then you create a ready spy token is pretty good. It makes it like it makes it so the control decks don't want to power the dark side. You just okay, power the dark side. Okay, you still get 2 damage from the spy token. Like, it's a rebel. It's hidden. I think this is pretty good and kind of possibly even one of the better cards in the set. I think this is going to go every red heroism is going to be running Karis. I think. Andor's the one that I think compared to you two, I'm a little more down on. I think he's a little overhyped. He is a legendary, and he has a very interesting ability. It's just it doesn't work when he attacks. It's only when he's a defender. Yes, it's going to eat Cad Bane pings. It's going to eat maybe Quinlan pings. But it's not. I just don't see a deck for it right now. The closest one is maybe Ray Data Vault, but maybe something else comes from it, and he fills in that deck, or there's like a deck that can upgrade him. But until we see that, I'm not seeing it with Andor.
Tommy, I know you love all things Andor. What are your thoughts on this unit?
Yeah, I've talked earlier about how much I love all things Andor, and I think the thing for me that's most exciting about this Andor card is again how it just changes things. We've seen so much power in that Cad Bane deck. We've seen it stick around forever, even when we thought it was fading out. It comes storming back. The ability to absorb that is really important. The ability for this unit to be incredibly sticky when it's defending, I think. I think in the same way that Hidden's interesting for me for Nemec. I am excited about what those mechanics are and being able to provide a little bit more flavor to them than just a pure stat line. Obviously, the Imperial Dark Trooper is nice because it's a good stat line, but that's just incredibly less exciting to me in terms of when I'm building a deck and trying to do some different interesting things. So I'm excited about Cassian Andor and can't wait to try to shove him into every single blue deck that I'm building.
Yeah, I think the problem I'm seeing with Andor potentially there's two. Fringe, it just doesn't matter. If he was a rebel, okay, boom, he's good. Fringe, it doesn't do anything. Force, yeah, that'd be great. Fringe, again, doesn't do anything. And then also the color choice. This is to me feels like a red or a yellow Like red or yellow decks would 100% be playing this card. Blue, this to me is an aggro card that's hard to get rid of, and blue's not really the aggro color, especially not in heroism. But again, we'll see.
Yeah, overall, I love what they're doing with 2-drops in this game because I think they are bringing a lot of things for people to think about. I think you're right, Mina and Karis and the Dark Trooper are in every deck in those aspects. I think Cassian needs an upgrade, needs something else with it, or just ends up in a sideboard. Sure, it's coming in when you're playing CAD or other ping decks, but as a 2-2, it'll be interesting to figure out where it lives. If you get an upgrade on it right away and it becomes something bigger that they have to deal with, then there's a lot of power, but it's just going to take a little bit more action economy than these other cards. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Right.
Our
I do
next,
think it's again also interesting that the weakest card on that list is the legendary, which is kind of typical
I
for what
mean,
we've seen out of
that's just how
FFG
it
cards.
happens, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Our next
Spoilers
set
for
of
the legendary
cards
your list.
are all plot cards, and the reason that we brought these cards together on one, there's some power here, but more than that, in these different color combinations, these open up the opportunity to plot more than one card out as your leader deploy, and so I thought it would be interesting for us to talk through not only what these plot cards do individually, but that idea of bringing out a leader with multiple plot. Uh, just to start off, Tommy, I know there are a couple of these were big on your list. What are your thoughts on this list, and how do you see these cards playing out?
Yeah, I just want to talk about two real quickly before I have to dip out. Trade Rat Taxation and Tala Durith. I'm really excited about both of these cards. I think I'm thinking about all of those times that I'm playing in an aggro deck, and the thing I'm worried about is my opponent's overwhelming barrage. Is my, something along those lines, and this Trade Rat Taxation just takes all of that off the table and does something that I'm already doing. Tala Durith, I think, is also really interesting in kind of a Cinta sort of way. Thinking about each other friendly unit getting hidden, probably not a whole lot of other units that are going to be coming out that turn with it, considering you already have to pay the 3. But obviously, it's a plot card, so your leader benefits from that. So being able to take your leader and automatically make it hidden. I know we didn't see Third Sister really making any headway, but when I did play against her, it was really annoying when she popped out, and I couldn't do anything about her in that turn. And my opponent was able to put upgrades on her or do other things and play around her in interesting ways. So I'm really excited about those two cards and their ability to kind of shape how those leader deploys look.
Jonathan, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I think on the other two cards here, Jar Jar is pretty good. A 2-cost +2/+2 from plot, coming out without having to use a card from your hand, and it just can eat Power of the Dark Sides for you. Like that's great. This is a great card. I think most green decks going to run this. And the Wrong Ride is very similar to Trade Route Taxation, except for yellow. It's just now instead of not letting them play events, now you're just not letting them play the card they wanted to play, right? Especially a control deck that's like, oh, it's resource turn 5, and they want to play a 5-cost. Now they can't. Maybe they didn't hold on to a 3-cost card, so they can't do anything. I think all these cards here just kind of really disrupt your opponent's game plan, and it's just something that we're gonna have to prepare for when we're building decks and playing games.
Yeah, it's nice to think about on that Boba deploy with Cinta or the 5-cost. You can start to play some of these out first to disrupt what they're trying to do and get ahead. Jar Drive
Right.
today had someone play 2 of them on me at a plot. They did kill one of them, but they gave a nice 4/4 boost. Definitely a fun card to play. Belongs, I think, in all the decks that are running green. And I think
All right.
you have to go.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go.
We appreciate you joining us, Tommy. Thank you so much. We'll finish it out. Just a couple
All
more
right.
slides. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Jonathan, I think one of the interesting things that this slide and what we've been going through so far call out are plot is actually going to be something pretty decent. Seems like
Oh yeah.
there are a number of cards that are useful across all aspects, maybe outside of blue, where we didn't really see anything pop up yet. But
Galen Ursula's plot. So.
outside of Galen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see what else we got for these last couple. Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Tommy's
okay.
not here.
So Tommy was really big on Escape Pod, and he forced us to include it here, and then he has just left. So Escape Pod is a card that exists in the game that I think is gonna be really bad. So maybe one day we'll hear from Tommy what he's seeing in this card. But for now, yep, it certainly does stuff.
Yeah, he can comment in the chat when he gets back about what he
Yeah.
thinks about this card, because we were both looking at it wondering what was going on. The middle one I added in. I don't know that it's going to be good or not. I've had it played against me a couple of times. It is disruptive. I think
Yeah.
having to pay 1 to keep all of your units from being exhausted is powerful. For me, when they played it against me, I was playing like a wide fast deck, and while I had to pay 4 or 5 costs, I wasn't really looking to play anything for that cost that turn, so it didn't affect me. I can see where it could be disruptive, but I'm not too sure on it. And then Nimble Prowess, I think it can be valuable. It's a 1 cost. It lets you
Yeah.
tap something and it lets you pump something. There's something there.
Yeah, I mean it's the cost, right? And it lets you exhaust any unit in the task units arena, including leaders. So this is I was thinking mostly this is like an anti Han 1 card. You know, they deploy Han 1, they think, oh, you don't have any resource left, I'll surprise you. So I have 1. You play this, you exhaust the Han 1. I think it's mostly the cheap cost and the being able to exhaust leaders, and then also, hey, +1/+1. It's not bad, right? I think this is sneakily like a decent card.
And amazing and limited. I think
Yeah.
upgrades outkick their coverage in limited in a way, and this will do that double. All right, our next 2 cards are ones that I put on there. These are the other reason that I think double green decks will be really good, because they are other powerful things you can do if you didn't get Unity of Purpose. Especially when you think about Mon Mothma, if you're playing Mon on Droid Manufactory and bringing out the Palpatine from Plot, the Renowned Dignitary on the next turn could let you heal for 14. And
Yeah,
it is
that card's crazy, that deck.
tremendous. On the same side, on the other, putting a 5/5 in space and putting 8 experience tokens out on the ground, it's not a Unity of Purpose, but it really puts your opponent in a tough spot. I think both of these are why those decks, like the Rex and the Mon and the others, are going to be more viable than they were in the past. It just got way more help in this set than it has ever before.
Yeah, I think Crucible, while yeah, it's gonna work in those decks, I think it's really a Thrawn card with the when doubling the when defeated to give multiple experience tokens. You get the 1 when played, and you get the 2 when defeated. Maybe that's a different Thrawn deck than what we normally see, but I think there's a lot of potential there. And I think Renowned Dignitary is why I think the Mon Mothma Unity Purpose deck is gonna be stronger than the Rex deck. That Rex deck sometimes loses to aggro, and Renowned Dignitary just says no. You're not going to lose aggro. You're going to heal 14, 20, whatever it is. Yeah, it's really good.
All right. And I believe that is the end of our cards for Secrets of Power. Jonathan, a lot of great cards there. I think we talked a little bit about the power of plot and what we should see from it. It really comes out, and I think what we went through here. I'm sad that Tommy missed his favorite card, Escape Pod. Please, everybody who watches this video, make sure you comment on that card and what you think of Tommy's pick. Otherwise, I think a lot of fun things coming in this set. I'm looking forward to. I think next week we get to do a pre-release, and I'm looking forward to trying these out. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think overall, again, earlier on in the spoilers, the set was feeling not so strong, right? And then I think as soon as they showed Cinta Kaz and then some units and events after that, you know, we've kind of gotten a little higher end cards. I'm excited to see how these shift the meta, some new decks coming out, some old decks getting buffed up, and I guess one day we'll find out what Tommy was saying about Escape Pod.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining me. Everyone, thank you for watching. Please, in the comments, let us know what your favorite cards are. Subscribe to the channel, join our Discord. We're happy to talk anytime. We're going to keep producing content like this. Appreciate all of you watching, and thanks again, Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you.